When you start writing formulas in Google Sheets, it's helpful to understand the anatomy of a formula. First off, all formulas start with an equal sign. And once you start typing an equal sign in a cell, you'll also notice that it's in the function bar on the top left. You can type in either place. Next, you can use either mathematical signs like plus or minus, or functions, and you can use numbers or values or reference to a cell or a range. So for example, I can do something like equals 1 plus 1, and when I hit enter, I'm going to see the value in my cell and the formula up in the formula bar. Instead of using a number, I can reference cells. So I can do something like equals, and I can click on a cell with a number in it, type the plus sign, and click on another cell with a number in it. And again, the value is in the cell and the formula is up in the formula bar. Instead of using the plus sign, I can use a sum function, and if I start typing that, it's SUM. And when I type a word after the equal sign, I'm going to see a bunch of suggestions for different formulas or functions. And I'm going to click the open parenthesis, and once I do that, I will see the little helper here of what this formula requires. And click to expand it to see more information. And again, in this sum function, I can use numbers, or I can use references to cells, or a combination of those things. That's a little bit about basics of a formula. Now, one of the really helpful things in Google Sheets is, let's say I want to sum up my D column here in this turquoise bar. If I type equals here, because it's suspecting that I want to work with the values in that column, it's actually suggesting formulas for me. So in this case, I can actually click on a formula to enter it for me. And you'll see that here, instead of entering each of the cells in column D, it's using the starting cell, D3, with a colon, and then the ending cell, D13, and that's going to include that whole range. And if I minimize the formula helper here, you'll see it's all highlighted in orange, which is the color of the formula range as well. When I hit enter, I will see my value is there, and in the formula bar is my formula. A few more things about formulas, and that is when you want to reference other cells off of this sheet. So on this particular sheet, I have different tabs across the bottom, and if I want to reference these range or cells in a different sheet, I have to include the sheet name, and if it's more than one word, I use the single quotation mark around it with an exclamation mark and then the range or cell from that sheet. So whenever you're looking at a formula and you see something with the exclamation mark before the range, that's referencing data on another tab in the sheet here, the project data tab, as opposed to where it says A3 here without a sheet name. That's referring to A3 on this sheet. And as you saw before, when the cell or range you're referencing is visible on your sheet, like A3 is here, you'll see A3 is in purple up here, and there's a purple outline around that cell to help you see where that is.